Hey everyone, Cindy Olin here with Create Your Own Luck and Love. I hope you guys are doing well. It is a beautiful day in sunny San Diego. And it is sunny. I think I might even take you guys outside because we've had a lot of rain this season. I know you guys feel really sorry for us here. Might be kind of tough to see. This may not have been the best move because I can't see you guys, and I can't see myself. Anyway, okay, so I wanted to go live today and just really check in and see how I can serve you. I don't know if any of you caught the talk that I had with Bex Burton. She's amazing. She's a good friend of mine, colleague, and we share in the same mastermind together. And one of the things that is challenging, I believe, today, especially in our society, the way it stands, is that, women, as women, I'm like sighing because I'm like, as women, many of us have demanding careers, and many of us are doing when and what can happen is our needs get put aside. It can be really even hard to identify what a need is. And Bax and I worked through a quadrant, which I've shared with some of my clients as well, that is really helpful in just and I don't want to give too much away because, and I hope you guys can see me here, so give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, whatever. I don't want to give too much away because I'd love for you guys to be able to tune into it. And part of this quadrant is really about identifying a need, and it could be even about identifying a need in on a date, or how you showed up and how you would like to show up even bigger and better, and how you would like that other person to show up. You can do it in a relationship. You can do it in a situation within your partnership. And, part of what this event is all about is those emotional triggers that come up. And sometimes, I've talked to many women, and I've been there myself, where you just can't help yourself because there's this anxious feeling and that comes from a lack mindset, right? It comes from a place of, oh gosh, I don't, there's all kinds of stories we can tell ourselves, like, oh, I don't want to go through getting to know someone again. I don't want to go through the dating process. I don't. And it sends a message out there into the universe that repels. And I can tell you guys this, you don't have to go online to meet your man. You can walk out your door and actually meet them. I think coffee shops are amazing places to connect with people, and you just never know. I know that I've talked over and over again about my Starbucks stories, but I'm going to share this one again because it's really helpful when you radiate a light of your essence. And a lot of times we're running around protected. We're running around in a place of hurry and rush. And, I get that, life is busy, but even taking just a little bit of time to slow down and, for lack of a better way of saying it, smell the roses and be present with where you are, you can radiate just an amazing essence. And that means putting your cell phone away, not always texting. I can give you ladies and any gentleman that might be listening, because, the thing is, ladies, you've got to understand something too, is men, men get nervous too. And I hear women all the time going, well, I don't like to ask out men. And I think that is fabulous. I'm with you on that one. But on the other end, it's not a bad idea to drop the proverbial handkerchief. So smile, pay him a compliment on something he's wearing, genuinely, not on his gorgeous, God-given blue eyes. And the reason why I say that is because men really value it when a woman notices something they purchase. And, you know, if you're a man and you're listening to this, you might be going, really? But if you think about it, it's true. And I've done a lot of research around this, so I've tried it out myself, and I happen to know that it does work. And you can be in a coffee shop and say, hey, that's a nice tie you've got on there. Good color for you. So part of that is staying open to possibilities, because you just never know what is out there. And by being able to identify your needs in partnership, and in relationships, and really taking your time to get out there, explore life, and have a fun attitude, almost like a child playing. And, that in and of itself will create, it's like a ripple effect. It's, you'll have people approaching you at the grocery store. And another secret, or not so secret, I've had many of my clients do this, and it works, and I don't care what age you are. I've had my clients in their 20s, clients in their 50s, even 60s try this. And literally being in let's just say you're in Whole Foods or something, and you see a handsome stranger. You look at him in the eyes and you smile like it's Christmas. And you hold that gaze, and you got to hold it for at least 6 seconds. And it might feel forever, feel like forever, I should say. And look away, and then look back again and do the same thing. Why am I telling you this? Because if there's any chance that the guy is single, there's a really, really, really high percentage that he will come approach you and he'll come talk to you. One of my clients did this in a Trader Joe's, and she's in her 50s, not kidding. And literally she texted me afterwards, and she said, I'm sitting here on a bench outside of Trader Joe's, and I've had 2 men, I did what you said about the smiling. I've had 2 men ask for my number. One man gave me his business card, and then I put my number on the back and gave it back to him. So that's the power of being present and in your body. And you just never know what the possibilities are. So getting back to our needs, it's easy to be distracted in life. Work, family, kids can be a distraction, and it's easy to not know what it is, not even understand how to articulate a need of yours when it comes to dating and relationship. And what I would tell you is, I'm going to preach this over and over again, just hopefully you'll get it. Date multiple people. Get to know multiple people. Don't get physical with them, but get to know them. Get to know them as friends. See how they show up in your life. And you'll see what transpires. I mean, timing has a lot to do with things. And secondly, this is even bigger than that. How to express a need. Okay, so I'm going to use this as an example. Let's just say you're you're dating, and there's maybe one or two people that you find a little bit more interesting than the rest, and you have a need, and men are, just so you guys know, you may or may not know this, but men are not mind readers. In fact, they're really bad mind readers, kind of like we are. So if you express something to them, you can say it. You can say anything you want to a man. It's all in your approach and the way that you say it. So if you come to him with a positive approach, such as, Joe, I'm really enjoying spending our time together. I'm loving this walk on the beach today. This is just so amazing. And I've got to tell you, what would make me really happy is if you called me more often. I was trying to think of one that was appropriate. If you called me, if you called me instead of texting, and then again, on the other side of it, I'm really enjoying getting to know you, and I just always like to hear someone's voice when it comes to getting to know someone within communication, within getting to know one another. So you're stating a need. It's important to me. I would rather hear from you. I would rather get a phone call than a text. And I think, and that problem in particular is a big one, because we, of course, live in a very distracted digital age where everybody's emailing, texting, not really connecting. And there's a lot that can be misconstrued via text. And there's a lot, especially in email too. So it's better to get clarity when you're actually, you're welcome, Angela. I'm happy that I was able to help. At any rate, so saying things like that, but starting out really positive. If you're dating and things are getting, things tend to be going in the direction of commitment, never, ever assume that. And ladies, I talk about this a lot, but it's really important to pace a man. And every man is different. They move at a different level. They might get to know you at a different level. I mean, you could get to know somebody a little bit and they kind of fade off, and you're dating and they come back in the picture and the energy shifted. And all of a sudden, this person's a real possibility. It's an organic thing. It's kind of like, I always compare it to getting to know girlfriends. But when you identify, and this quadrant is amazing because you can do it in a lot of areas. And I think, needs can get, when it comes to relationships, a lot of times women become really afraid to talk about their needs or, discuss things that are important to them when it comes to partnership, or set boundaries, because this becomes a boundary thing. And if you're not setting a boundary, or you're not setting a standard that, hey, I really love flowers, that makes me happy. And if the guy really cares, he's going to listen, and he's going to go, she really likes flowers. What if I get her flowers? And they will do it. And if you hold yourself to that higher standard, he's going to step in the same way. And elephant in the room, I don't even know what that means. But that's cute. I think I'm reading in between the lines. But It's just really important to like know what you want, right? Like Sandy and I discussed yesterday, and then knowing what your needs are and not rushing in. You guys, I cannot tell you this enough. Do some relationships move quicker than others? Yes. And sometimes they work out beautifully, but there's also other work to be done on the other side of that. And I always, I connect it with a fire. If you have a fire that has coals that have been going for a while, and every once in a while you put a piece of wood on it, and it just slowly burns, and it just stays really warm. That's the same thing you want, because if you go quickly, what happens is women, you guys, we get attached much quicker than men do typically. And a man may be saying that all the right things, but there will be a point if you like to jump in and it feels good. Believe me, I've done it more time, my fair share. My best friends, if they're on here, they'd be like, yeah, she has. And because it feels good. It's like, I was talking to one of my clients about this yesterday. There's a dopamine rush that happens, and it happens for men too when they're charmed and enchanted by a woman. And sometimes they'll try to rush it, or they'll be texting you all day long. It's not sustainable for a man, especially a man that you want to be with. I'm guessing you want somebody in your life that is emotionally and financially stable. And men, if they're texting you all day long, unless they're retired or they're living off investments, then, and that's very possible too. So they have things to do, and that pace doesn't last that way. So if you pace them, you get to actually guide the relationship a little bit while still letting him lead. So I hope this is helpful. And also, just another thing around needs, it's so important to do things that really honor you and take care of yourself, because that's a need. We can't rely upon someone else to fulfill our love cup fully. Let me show you this love cup I have. I took a picture of it the other day. Is that so cute? It's hello, love. And if you're not in a relationship, and this is something that's an important area of your life this year, or you are in a relationship and you want to see it really blossom, I encourage you on such a high level to continue listening, post in the group, let me coach you around this stuff, or you can book a private call with me. I'm happy to help and assist you. Sorry, I'm pulling up posts on this live, but back to needs. I go a little ADD sometimes, so you guys have to forgive me. Do things for you, whatever that is that's going to make you happy. Like, just, what is it? Is it getting your nails done? Is it going and getting a little massage? Is it like, do things that can make you feel good about you? Is it going to the gym? Is it taking a walk outside? Doing those things for you are going to make your essence even more attractive to the right person. And, I've seen these things open up in women throughout the years. And I've even seen, women where they're walking outside of their building, even if they, live in a building, and next thing you know, they run into their neighbor who they've seen 1,000 times, and all of a sudden he seems more attractive because she's open and she's open to possibilities. So look at that and just look at the possibilities, because they're endless. And this is, you know, I know the climate in our country and in our world isn't maybe where everybody wants it to be. However, if we make a stand for us and do those things that are loving towards ourselves and working on making a difference in the ways that you can't help but attract. I always say you can't help but attract your tribe and the people in your life that are meant to really be there. So many different ways to do so. Coffee shops, meetup groups, networking groups, online dating, you know, the list goes on and on and on. But feel free to message me. I'd love to hear your comments, and sending you lots of love on this Thursday, and have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.